Hello, my loves. Yeah, we are officially starting the Galactic Vision monthly video readings that are exclusive to the sacred space of the Galactic Vision tribe. So I am so stoked to be doing this. I'm so excited to be, bringing through these new teachings and this wisdom that is, it's just had me just like giddy for weeks now, months now, since it's come through me. And now we're officially here. I'm officially talking about it, and I'm doing monthly videos for the, first time ever. I'm kind of going to be going back to how when I first started doing videos, but when I first started doing videos, they were with just the new moon and full moon. But because everything's always so organic with me, I like to just look at the chart and start talking. So this is what I'm going to do with each one of them. But with the monthly videos, I'm going to be having a base greeting for everyone. So you'll want to watch and see when I stop so you can fast forward if you watch another sign. But I wanted to kind of pull everyone together and kind of talk about the monthly theme that is really kind of operating in all of our lives. And then I'm going to go more specific for each sign and tune into what's going on with everybody. As you see too, I also have moon mapping readings in here, and those have been so much fun. It's another thing, one of the things I think when we're born with these gifts, we can learn them from another person. But I believe that for a lot of us, it's just about exploring them on our own, and they develop as we put energy and love and focus into them. So even with the moon mapping readings, I've never done that kind of thing where I tune in to a particular energy of the day and a month in advance. So I was kind of like, I don't even know if these are going to resonate. I was like, I don't know. But every day I would go into a day and I would just be given all these images, and I would have these sensations sometimes in my body. And now that I've done, 2 weeks that I've shown you the last 2 weeks, and now that I've done the next 2 weeks, I see how totally crazy different they are. And I really didn't know that I was able to do this. So I always kind of, encourage people to come out of their comfort zones like that and not think they have to learn it from another person, but to really trust that we're all sovereign beings. We can figure this stuff out on our own. We can do these things on our own. There's a lot of things that we don't really need instructionals from somebody else teaching us how to do this. We innately know how to do this, and it's kind of getting out of our way of judging ourselves, which I'm always kind of like, I don't know if this means anything, but I've gotten enough reinforcement from everybody that now I'm like, this means something. I'm going to talk about this. So it was new for me to tap into the daily energies. I had not done that before, and even with the last 2 weeks that you guys have been able to watch or to read, I didn't resonate with any of those. Like, everybody is having really difficult times in the energy right now, and I was like, I don't really feel anything. I feel great. Like, I've been having some of the best days of my entire life where I just feel so carefree, and I feel like everything is so beautiful and nothing affects me. Things that normally stress me out aren't affecting me at all. And I do have to tell you, I'll just plug this in here, even though I don't like to do this too much with my readings, but we have a new product out that I had Rosie create, and I called it Lightning Bolt, because I asked her to create something that grounds us firmly whenever we have some shocking situation in our life, like running into unconscious people on the streets, and or having an argument with our mother, or seeing something devastating out in the world that, like something like 9/11, like everybody would need lightning bolt, because it just grounds you, and it kind of gives you this overall perspective of what's really going on so that you can move forward solid and not in a fragile state. So when I finally got it in my hands and tried it, I had an example to base it on, and it was amazing how it shifted me within 5 to 10 minutes. So now I've been taking it every day, and what I realized, it's this incredible mood elevator. Like, I am so, like, all these things that everybody has been having such a difficult time with, I have not even felt. So because of the lightning bolt. And I just wanted to let you all know about that, because it's something that you haven't really heard me talk about. I think all of our products are the bomb and are amazing, but this is one I'm really excited about because I feel wonderful and everybody else is freaking out and having such a hard time. And me, I'm just like, hey, you know, it's all good. So it's kind of a profound product, and I want to change it, like lightning bolt to liquid bliss, and they'll be the same. They're both LB, but it's so blissful. It's so, like, it's just amazing. Like, something with the things that she picked for it is just absolutely, it's saved me every day, and I take it every morning. Or if I forget and then something starts stressing me out and I'm like, get to the lightning bolt, and then I take it and I'm like, okay, everything's fine. So it's pretty amazing. So, okay, this month is very much about splitting off, breaking apart, separating. And what we have to realize is that anything, 2016 is the reason that Galactic Vision and the guides came through me to start teaching, or to start sharing these teachings with you. So you already know, I've been saying it for years, that after 2012 we had 3 boot camp years priming us and getting us ready for the things that were to come in 2016 that actually are kind of scary, and kind of, I mean, even some of them are already hitting the scene into our awareness, these threats that could happen, and they are in the manifesting field. So it's very much that this will be the potential and we will be living this. But my galactic guides came through and said we can change this, and it's through enough of us vibrating in the Galactic Vision love, which you'll start to be able to read about in issue 1. And when we are vibrating in this in the 8 vibration of Galactic Vision, we are better able to change situations that can occur on our planet. We are better able to change a person to keep them from doing something devastating and destructive. So through our intentions, we're going to be able to change the world. And it's totally far out, but the more I've been shown all these teachings and the more they're talking to me about this stuff, I know we can do it. So that's why we had the 3 years of boot camp. That's why the Mayan calendar ended. And then we have 3 years to kind of wake up to how we are doing the exact same thing that ended that civilization, which is being too much in the excess of everything, and too much into superficial things, and too much into consumerism, or too much into gold and dazzle and, So, and depleting our resources for the purpose of feeling fulfilled in life through these things that aren't really the means to how we get to that. So we're having the exact same world play out, and we could lose it all. We absolutely, there have been psychics who have seen no more after a certain point, and we're at that point. So there's no time at all to play ego, to play I don't believe this, to play I don't need to change myself, to play I don't need to better myself. We have to right now, and we need everybody signing up and going, okay, I'm ready to learn this stuff, I'm ready to take the high road, I'm ready to shift my vibration up into the Galactic Vision so that I can start influencing this planet and keep us alive this time. We're having the exact same tests, and we can just fizzle away and die and have it, there's 200 people on Earth, or we can really just start making these changes to rebuild this planet and to change our way of thinking, which has gotten us into the hole we're in. But at the same time, it's not about judging ourselves, because we are just doing what we have been shown. We are buying all these things because it's all we've known. So it's not about putting ourselves down, or it's not about putting other people down too. They're only doing what they know. So what you're going to see in the Galactic Vision, it's not about making another person the bad person. And if you understand history, and this is just what I'm getting, because there's so much more to it, but one of the things that really changed American culture and history was when Nixon was just got into office or something, or he was in office for a while, but yeah, Nixon was in office. Okay, so when the people started saying, no, we don't want to have war. So when the youth, for the first time ever, rose up and said no, and they were like, we can come together in numbers and we can change going to Vietnam and murdering people and thinking that war is the way. So when the 60s, in the late 60s, when that uprising came, that is when the forces behind, you know, Nixon and the government, they really kind of stepped in to bring about the me against you mentality. So that's when people who were opposing the war were evil, you know, and it was painted through TV, it was painted through any means to get messages out that people who were disputing the war were terrorists or, you know, whatever. And we had this again played out with 9/11, and now we're having it again played out now. So we're back in that me against you, me against you, me against you. And it's really gotten us to where we are right now, that we now have this mentality of always judging another person, always putting them down, always needing to cram our opinions down their throats. And it's not how we do it. You know, we can actually change people more through energy and through visualization than we can through trying to tell them, no, my sports team is better than your sports team. Listen to me, you know. Everything that you really see out there now is me against you, me against you, me against you. My race is better, my sex is better, my sports team's better, my town is better, my country is better. And it's all a bunch of bullshit because we're all connected, we're all one, we're all affecting like a big mass thing of water. Like every one of us is affecting everybody else. So Galactic Vision is going to open us to that. And with where we are right now, things are breaking apart. So relationships are ending, friendships are ending, work relationships are ending, jobs are ending, living in places are ending. So if you're feeling like this really strong discomfort right now, it's for a reason. The place you're living is not right. The person you're sleeping to is not right. That friend is not right. That collaboration is not right. And if it is right, it feels great. You know, if it is right, it's like, you know, I was telling my best friend in town here, I was talking about this weeks ago, and I'm just recognizing my relationship with people, and I love her so much. This is Rosie, actually. I'm the one who created Lightning Bolt and creates all of our, you know, amazing products. And I was like, every time I'm with you, you know, I never feel uncomfortable. I never feel like I can't say anything. I never feel like I'm picking up on something weird. I never feel like you know, I never feel like I can't say something, I'm having to hold back, but I really need to say something to her. It's nothing but 100% smooth flow, totally natural. I can be myself, she can be herself. And I was telling her, I was like, we really need to be more honoring of our space and only go for things like this, because we sacrifice a lot. We think, well, this has been my friend forever, so I'm gonna hang out with her even though she's so negative, and I am so down when I leave her, and I've been in this relationship for 30 years and I should never leave it because I swore we'd be together until death, and blah blah blah. We've talked about this in recent videos, and right now with this splitting apart energy, it's making it so that it's like intolerable. It's like, I can't even stand the sight of you, or I can't stand to even smell you, or I can't stand to hear your voice. Like, it's like absolute oil and water right now with the people that we are not meant to be in, with the towns we are not meant to be in. You know, and even with that, there's certain locations where we just shine, you know, and there's certain places where we just feel like we're dying. Things just aren't right. And it's really about us taking the risk and opening to where that new place is, where that new person is, where that new job is, where that new way to make a living is. And it doesn't have to be anything that's stressful. And the most important thing, because we come from this foundation of judging everybody as, oh, you're bad, there's something wrong with you, we have to retrain our brain to say, we're breaking apart, but it doesn't mean anything bad about me, and it doesn't mean anything bad about you. You know, we have to retrain ourselves to stop going back into that old pattern of then being like defending this thing, or, you know, laying out the, well, you do this and I can't, and da-da-da. Like, we don't even need that. Like, just end it. It's not working anymore. We have to end this, you know? It doesn't need to be this huge debate of like putting somebody down, shaming someone, making them feel bad. It just needs to be, we don't resonate, period. And I'm actually going to be talking about this in the next Galactic Vision, but I'll just jump in with it right here. We're not meant to like everybody. You know, we're not meant to love and like everybody. That's not how it needs to be. If we loved and liked everybody, we would not have those best friends that feel so amazing. You know, you will never leave their life unless something changes. You know, we need that contrast. So if we just liked and loved everybody, we wouldn't have these amazing friends that we feel such soul connections with. So we just have to understand that it's a barometer. It's something showing us, guiding us as to, this person isn't really right for me, this person is right for me. So we're going to talk about that in the next Galactic Vision, and some teachings on how to go about that, how to initiate that, how to honor that, and how to just make the decision and go on. Because it's the same way if you made a bath and it's ice cold water, you put your foot in there and you're like, ah, I forgot to turn on the heat, I am not taking a bath. You don't just then force yourself to get in it and just deal with its ice coldness. You walk away and you go, okay, I can't take a bath right now, though we have no hot water or whatever, you know. So there's going to be all these teachings that kind of show us how to do this in honoring ways. So this month you can expect that fractures are splitting you off in every direction. You just need to honor it. You just need to go with it. You don't need to put other people down because of it or judge them. And you also need to be open to a realignment of more suited people into your life. So everything that ends brings about something that's going to begin. So do understand that if something's ending for you, there's something new that is going to arrive. And when you're in the Galactic Vision, you trust that. You don't judge this as the end of the world, the end all to be all, or I say that wrong, my editor told me, and I can't remember, the be all to end all, but you don't always judge something as something being wrong. You're more just like riding in a roller coaster, and you know that it's not smart to get off, and you don't know what's going to happen, but you know you're going to be safe, and you're going to eventually be getting off of that and being like, oh my God, that was so much fun! You know, while you're in it, you're like, oh, I want to do this, and I'm freaking out, and then you're always like so exhilarated when it was over. So it's really about learning to trust that, learning to trust the Galactic Vision lifestyle, learning to see where you go and being okay with that, and not labeling it as good or bad. My team's better than your team. My opinion's better than your opinion. You're so behind the times because you have no clue about GMOs. We don't need any of that. We don't need to judge anybody for what they're doing. We just kind of have to trust and use our energy to be like, they're going to wake up from that. You know, something's going to shift in the world, and they're going to wake up, and we're going to be able to combat this issue instead of getting mad and shoving our things down people's throats. So this month is all about breaking apart, but being excited for what is going to then come back to us and magnetize towards us. Okay, so now check out where the minutes are, because I'm going to be saying these on everyone. and now we're going to get into the monthly readings for December 2015. Okay, see you soon, as in 1 second. Bye, kinda. Okay, Pisces, your December is going to be like, hold on. This is how I want to do with all of them, so I don't have any time to prepare, and I can just kind of go into it and then go from there. Okay, so you've got a lot of movement this month, you know, so you're someone who's actually kind of at the top of a lot of changes happening, a lot of decisions to be made with your career. A lot of decisions to be made with your friendships, and also really kind of tuning into things that are dragging you down. There's a lot of energy in your life right now where you're feeling things out, like, does this feel good? Does this feel bad? Does this feel good? Does this feel bad? And also with a lot of seeing life through your wounds. So there's also going to be a big emphasis of realizing, like, is this a pattern that you've just had? Is this something just repeating in your life? Does this feel good? Do I need to let go of it? So there'll be a lot of changes like that, and a lot of them are going to be coming in the realm of relationships. So you are being asked to kind of always have a spotlight on your relationships right now, and kind of where you're bringing a balance to your work, your home, your friendships, your romantic life. And there's going to be things falling away. So not everything is going to be staying around, but things that are correct are going to be coming together more solidly this month. So you're going to see a lot of just people falling away, things falling away, but it's really based on kind of the old you, who used to accept these things, who didn't stand up and say, no, that's not okay. And these new kind of patterns with living life are going to be coming forward that are going to kind of manifest a whole new world that kind of starts with your career. So it's kind of like all these changes that you're making right now, you know, with kind of releasing these debts, releasing this heavy weight, releasing anything negative that doesn't feel good in your life, is kind of making way for your expression to change within your career, where it's more satisfying, where it's more an example of who you are, where it's more an example of your gifts too. So it may even be like you notice that you may even be like letting go of some things, you know, because we do tend to try to do too much. I see that a lot in the world, and that people are this, and they do that, and they do this, and they do that, and they do this. So they're really kind of just throwing a whole net out there, trying to catch whatever they can. So it's really about going to a particular focus and really putting your heart and soul into something like, I love to do this. I'm really good at this. I really enjoy doing this. That's important too, that it is something that you're like, when I do this, I just love it, you know. So there is a narrowing down there with the career, but it's going to be getting you more attention within that. And there is also the message that you need to be very positive. Every one of us has a message of being positive in a specific area this time, and yours is in whatever shifts and correction and rebalancing needs to take place within your relationships. So there's, you know, that's that thing that says don't judge another person, don't make them bad don't make them wrong to make you right. So do notice that you're going to have to be just kind of, you know, even, you know, here's a great example. This just came to my mind. So there was somebody who I said something on a video about, but I said he's all gruff and shit, which if you met him, you would be like, he's totally all gruff and shit. But he heard me, he thought I said old, and it totally freaked him out and pissed him off, even though nobody even knows who this person is, but it hit him in this really bad way. And he didn't want anything to do with me. He was like, lose my number. And like, I was like, what are you talking about? I wouldn't say that. And I'm like, I'm 44 now. We don't call people old anymore, you know? And so I had, he just wanted nothing to do with me. And it really upset me. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to hurt this guy and all this stuff. And then, you know, I realized one of the things is that he would bring me pot. And, you know, just would call and be like, I got some for you, which that's like the worst if you love to smoke pot, where they're seeking you out, you know. And I'm like, okay, because I cannot say no to pot. All my friends know that if they want to get me over to their house, all they have to do is say, we got pot. Because I'll be like, no, I really have things to do. I can't come over for dinner tonight. Oh, we have pot. And I'll be like, okay. hi, can Moon Bear come with me? You know, so I have an extreme weakness to pot, but if I smoke pot, I don't get work done. So it's not something I have around, even though you can get me to your house. I'm like a kid with candy. They're, want to smoke a joint? And I'm like, okay, I'll stop everything. I'm on my way. So I also have to have friends that aren't really doing that to me, because I will jump every time. But anyway, so I realized that in the long run, this had to happen for me to get my business out, because if he was still bringing it over every week, I'd be just sitting on the couch smoking pot, like, listening to music all day, every day, every day. So understand that whatever is falling away, whatever with another person or with whatever, you have to, there's a perspective you need to have right now that is saying this is for the best, and I'll see in the long run why this had to be. So don't judge it. Don't feel like you're losing something. Don't feel like this is going to mess up anything, because honestly, you have a lot of spotlights in your career right now, and you have a lot of spotlights kind of, and I see this as petals unfolding. So it's like there's still more to come, and it's going to keep blossoming and blossoming and blossoming. You haven't even seen it yet. So it's really important that you stay positive in kind of viewing that anybody who's leaving your life, anything that's leaving your life, is actually like each one of those is maybe even peeling one of those petals open. So imagine it like that. So it's something that then you're like, oh, and there's you shining your true thing, you giving your true thing, and it's this amazing thing. And this month is really going to, you're really lucky, because this month is powerful, going into the next year, and to know that this kind of blossoming is happening for you is pretty spectacular and pretty special. So you're really being shown to just kind of like, as the things are passing you and you're seeing them, just like, okay, this is happening. Okay, that is happening. Okay, this is happening. Instead of being like, no, something's wrong because that's happening. That's not what I wanted to happen. You need to instead have this perspective of, I'm getting to this other destination. This will all make sense later, because even with that friend of mine, I think about it all the time now. If that had not happened, I wouldn't have all this going on right now. I'd still be a stoner hanging out every day, loving life, but, not living my career goals. So, and it took me a while to come to that realization, because I felt bad about it. Why did that happen? Why did that happen though? Now I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness that happened, because now I'm here doing this. So, okay, we're going to leave it at that. December is exciting for Pisces. Okay. Bye.